Hello, this is a video of example 3 for Geometry Topic 1, Lesson 7. I'm going to start off with the congruent supplements theorem. If two angles are supplementary to congruent angles or to the same angle, then they are congruent. So if we have the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is 180, and the measure of angle 3 plus the measure of angle 2 is 180, we can state that angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. We can do this also with the complements. If two angles are complementary to the same angle, or congruent angles, then they're congruent. So we have the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 is 90, the measure of angle 2 and the measure of angle 3 is 90. Angle 1 and angle 3 must be congruent. We're going to do the proof out for these using a new style, the paragraph proof. Paragraph proof is you write a paragraph still stating the statements and reasons, but you don't have the two-column format. You're just stating something followed by the reason, or given the reason, then given the statement. So, again, we're going to prove what we just learned. We're going to be given that angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary, and that angle 2 and angle 3 are supplementary. We have to prove angle 1 is congruent to angle 3. By definition of supplementary angles, because that's what they tell us, right? They tell us they're supplementary. So by definition of supplementary angles, the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 has to equal 180. And the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3 is 180. Okay, so there's one statement. It gave the reason in the statement. And now here's the next one. Because we know that both sums equal 180, we can have them equal to each other. Since both sums equal 180, we can say the measure of angle 1 plus the measure of angle 2 equals the measure of angle 2 plus the measure of angle 3. Okay? And then we can subtract the measure of angle 2 from each side of the equation to get the measure of angle 1 equals the measure of angle 3. Some of you might like this format of a proof better, a paragraph proof, where you're just giving reasons, stating things and giving reasons, just going back and forth, not the two-column format. And now we're at the point, since we have the measure of angle 1 equals measure of angle 3, by definition of congruent angles, those two angles must be congruent, and that's what we were trying to prove. So we're done. Okay, that's a paragraph proof of the congruent supplements. In a similar way, they want you to write a paragraph proof of the congruent complements theorem. So this should be done exactly like the previous one. Maybe you can click pause and write it out, I suggest, just to see if you can remember what we just went through for the supplements theorem, and see how close you come to writing. It's going to be pretty much the same order. We're given that the angle 1 and angle 2 are complementary, and angle 2 and angle 3 are complementary. They want us to prove that 1 is congruent to 3, which I'm not able to highlight. Okay, and I'm going to go right to the answer. It'll be very similar to the previous one. You can click pause and look at that for a bit. It's the same exact order of things as the previous one, except instead of supplementary angles, we have complementary angles. Excuse me. Ooh, not that math is boring. I just had a yawn. I think that's it. Let me check. Yep. So they probably want you to practice the paragraph proof format with these 4 problems: 25, 1, 3, and 18. That's it for this lesson. Have a good day.